or some.
Good evening.
They were the shots heard across Maryland and the nation. New information continuing to come in about the shooting at the mall in Columbia that left 3 people dead. I'm Christian Schaffer. A news conference from the mall is beginning right now. We're going to take you live to the scene and join that news conference as it is getting underway for the media right now. Let's hear what they have to say at this hour.
Of the night. Allow me to introduce our County Executive Ken Ullman and our Chief of Police Bill McMahon.
Good evening. Thank you all for being here. I know it's cold. You've been out here quite a bit and appreciate your patience. Again, on behalf of all the citizens of Howard County, I want to extend our deepest condolences to the family members and loved ones of the victims in this senseless act that we saw yesterday. I also want to again thank the brave men and women who showed their heroism by rushing into a very dangerous scene. Our men and women in our law enforcement family, we've talked about them. I also want to thank, this is a big law enforcement family, and from the dispatchers who calmly took the first 911 calls to our men and women in the fire department, the hospital. Really proud of the coordinated effort. And again, I want to thank the state police, many state and federal agencies, and our neighboring partners as well. I also want to thank the public for being so patient. The mall's been closed, obviously, now a second day. It's disrupted a lot of people's lives, but the outpouring of compassion that we've seen in this community, both yesterday here at the mall with neighbors grabbing neighbors and kids and sheltering people and doing the things that loving members of the same community do, was really heartening to see. Tomorrow, the mall will reopen. The mall will be open at 1 o'clock. I want to thank the mall for their diligence, their partnership, working collaboratively with us both through the investigative effort and just in dealing with us to get open as quickly as possible. There will be 2 memorial sites, so the public is welcome to be involved in that, starting at 1 o'clock. One outside the entrance by the Starbucks near Sears by the fountain. Another one inside the mall in Center Court by Lord & Taylor. But again, the mall will open at 1. I know I will be here having lunch at the food court. We may never quite be back to 100% normal, but we are a resilient community that will be back shopping and eating at the Columbia Mall tomorrow. So again, thank you for your patience, and I want to bring up our Chief of Police, Bill McMahon, who's done a tremendous job in a very tough situation. Bill?
Thank you, Mr. Executive. And again, thank you for your patience as we're trying to provide you as much information, as much accurate information as quickly as we can. We know that's a frustrating process at times, but I certainly appreciate your patience as we do that. I certainly the County Executive's appreciation for the patience our community has shown and all the great assistance we've gotten from our law enforcement partners, our public safety partners. I'll update you on a couple of things, and then I'll take a few questions. Our investigators today have been busy trying to learn more about why this situation occurred. They attended 3 autopsies. They have spent a considerable amount of time interviewing families, friends, and associates of both our victims and our shooter. At this point, and I know this is a question that is on the top of everybody's minds, what is the motive, and is there any relationship between the victim and our shooter? At this point, we still have more work to do. We still have more interviews to do. We have no known relationship between the victims and our shooters. And I would just say this for a moment. There's still, and I addressed this before, there's still speculation out there that there was somehow some romantic involvement involving this thing. We have not been able to establish that. And I'm not sure where that information is coming from. And it's becoming very frustrating for the families of our victims to continue to hear this. So I'd encourage you to we are providing, not other speculation we made here. So I appreciate it. I know the families would appreciate that as well. There's also been a lot of interest expressed in us releasing a picture of our shooter. In this case, he has no criminal record. We don't possess a picture of him. We have, however, worked, and after this briefing, we'll be releasing a Motor Vehicle Administration picture to you, and Sherry will arrange getting that to you. We also know, and it's been reported, the existence of a journal that the shooter had. As I mentioned earlier today, we did serve a search and seizure warrant at our shooter's house. We did retrieve documents as well as computers and other evidence. We are working through those. There is a journal. He does express some general unhappiness with his life, but I really don't have any other information about that now. That's something we're going to continue to work through tonight and in the days ahead. I know there's a lot of interest in the motive for this, and I have as much interest in that as anybody. And so I appreciate the frustration that we haven't been able to provide that, but our goal is to be able to provide you as accurate information as possible. That continues to be our goal. So again, no known relationship between our shooter and our victims. We're continuing to look for that motive, and that's where our focus will be, and has continued to be for the last several days, and we'll continue that into the future. In terms of the mall, we have had a strong presence around the mall since the shooting occurred. We have been working with mall management to ensure that patrons who left personal belongings in the common areas of the mall were able to retrieve that. We've been assisting with that process. We've also provided grief counselors from our victim assistance unit, as well as our partnership with the mobile crisis team here in Howard County. We have also assisted the mall in getting the tenants, store owners, back into the mall so that they can get their businesses ready to reopen. And again, nothing's going to go back to normal. This mall is going to be different because of what happened, and we all understand that. But our job is to make sure this cornerstone of our community is open as soon as possible so people can get back to some form of normalcy as we continue to investigate why this happened. I'll take a few questions.
Chief?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you clarify, in terms of a criminal history, that he had no criminal history as a juvenile as well as an adult? Or do you know of any mental health history?
He has no criminal history as an adult, and I have no information about any of the other information you asked.
Give us a sort of a sense of a timeline. We're really trying to work through, we know he got here at 10:15, but then he was here for an hour, and, we're just trying to get exactly sort of what the steps were through the...
I'll say the same thing I said at the earlier briefing. We know he came here at 10:15. We have him on video. We know the shooting took place at 11:15. We know from the video that he was in a very confined area of the mall, both upstairs and downstairs, but generally in front of the store and down by the eatery.
Did he target that store? I mean, he went there and shot that TF.
That's a frustrating question I can't answer right now. We just don't know.
In terms of his relationship with the victims, are you focusing on the female victim because she lived so close to him in College Park rather than the male victim who lived way the hell?
We are focusing on any potential relationship, not one victim over the other.
Hey, Chief, have you ruled out the possibility, Chief, that there was some type of knowledge of them? Have you ruled it out? Or are you still looking at that? Or
So have we ruled out?
Have you ruled out the possibility that there was some type of connection between the three? Or
We have not ruled that out. What we're telling you in our continuing effort to provide you as much information as we can, as quickly and as accurately, that so far, our investigation, our interviews, the other things that we've done, has not shown that relationship. I'm not saying that it doesn't exist.
Chief, do you know if he had visited that store before?
I do not know that.
Did he buy the weapon legally?
To our knowledge, he did buy the weapon legally earlier in December. Thank you all. We'll continue to be tuning into Twitter and Facebook. We'll provide as much information as we can. Thanks for your understanding and patience. And our thoughts and our prayers are with the victims and their families. It's a terrible thing that these families are going through right now. So thank you for your understanding.
What will the next briefing be?
There won't be another live briefing this evening.
Okay, there you have it from Columbia. Another briefing from the Howard County Police Chief talking about the new information that they've gotten as their investigation continues into the deaths of those 3 people at mall in Columbia yesterday. We got a few new tidbits from that briefing. The chief saying that there was, in fact, a journal that police found at the gunman's home in College Park. In that journal, the chief said the gunman expressed general unhappiness with his life. That man, Darian Marcus Aguiar, 19 years old, lived in College Park, no criminal record, and thus he was able to purchase a shotgun legally, we're told, last month. And police say he used that shotgun to kill 2 people inside the Zumiez store at the mall in Columbia yesterday. 3 autopsies performed today. Police are still working with that information. They're interviewing friends and family, people who knew the victims and the gunman. They're trying to find out whether there was a relationship between any of these people, whether they knew each other at all. At this time, police say they don't know whether the gunman knew either of the victims in this shooting. They're not ruling it out. They're just saying at this time they have not established whether that relationship exists or not. So we'll continue to follow this story. We'll bring you more on ABC 2 News at 6:30, though. You can always follow us online at abc2news.com and at ABC 2 News on Twitter. We'll bring you any updates we get there whenever we get them. For now, we're going to send you back to ABC World News from New York.